Stone Soup with Matzo Balls, a Passover Tale in Helm. Some people say that Helm is a village of fools. That may or may not be true. You can decide for yourself. Listen to what happened one Passover when right before sundown, a poor, ragged stranger arrived and changed the village forever. "You know what we say at Passover," the stranger proclaimed to the people in the square. "All who are hungry, come and eat." He looked around hopefully. The people of Helm all looked around too, hoping someone else would invite this hungry stranger in for the Seder. "We hardly have enough food for ourselves," moaned Fagel. "It's been such a long winter," groaned Lila. "Do your belly a favor and go to the next town," Shmuel pointed the way. Everyone nodded, but the stranger wouldn't budge. "No food?" he shrugged. "Don't worry." He pulled a stone from his pocket and held it up. "I can make the most delicious matzo ball soup with this. All I need is a big cooking pot." "Impossible!" exclaimed the people of Helm. "We're not fools. We know it takes more than a stone to make matzo ball soup. Everyone knows you also need water." So Mendel and Yankel ran and got the biggest pot, sloshing full of water. Meanwhile, the stranger made a fire. He placed the pot over the fire and dropped the stone in. Soon, the water was boiling. Yenta peered in. "Humph, I don't see any matzo balls." "You expect miracles in seconds?" asked the stranger. "First, I need a ladle." So Yenta hurried and got one. The stranger dipped the ladle into the pot. He poured a little into his cup and took a sip. "Ah," he rubbed his belly. "For me, a poor stranger, this is delicious. But," he looked around, "for the good people of Helm, it could use a little salt." "No problem." Golda raced home and brought back a salt shaker in no time. The stranger sprinkled salt like there was no tomorrow. He took another sip. "Now this is good enough for a king, but," he shook his head, "not good enough for the people of Helm. You don't happen to have any onions in this town?" "You think we're uncivilized? Of course we have onions." Moisha sent the children racing home. They hurried back with enough onions to make you cry for a week, maybe 2. Before you could blink, the stranger had a mountain of chopped onions. As he dumped them into the pot, he asked, "Here in Helm, have you heard of garlic?" "You think we're fools? Of course we've heard of garlic." Zadel sent the children rushing home again. They hurried back with enough garlic to choke a horse, maybe 2. The stranger hummed as he dropped the garlic into the pot. "I suppose carrots are too common for you people of Helm." "Too common? Bah!" cried Yosel. "Feet are common too, but does that mean we don't use them? Don't be foolish. In Helm, we use our feet and our carrots." And so it went. Carrots, celery, chicken. What a soup! "Humph!" Yenta narrowed her eyes. "Don't think we don't know what you're doing." She shook her finger at the stranger. "What do you mean?" The stranger stopped stirring. "You said you'd make matzo ball soup from a stone." Yenta stood on tiptoes so she could glare at him eyeball to eyeball. "You think we're fools?" she cried. "Of course not," said the stranger. Yenta put her hands on her hips. Then, "Where are the matzo balls?" "What a wise woman," said the stranger. "I almost forgot. That stone of mine makes the best matzo balls in the world. So big and heavy they'll sit in your belly like rocks all 8 days of Passover. Guaranteed. You won't need to eat for a week. I'll get them going right now." "Wait!" exclaimed Rivka. "Don't you know you're in Helm? Don't you know we make matzo balls so light they can almost fly?" "Impossible," said the stranger. "I've never met people like you. So wise, so clever. and you can even make matzo balls. The very best. The women all hurried home, and soon dozens, no, hundreds of matzo balls were plopping into the pot. The soup bubbled away, and everyone in Chelm gawked. "Amazing!" they exclaimed. "That's some stone." The rabbi stroked his beard and nodded. "It's a miracle right before our eyes." The stranger tried another sip. "Ah, now this is good enough for the people of Chelm." It took 4 men to lug the pot into the synagogue, the only place where everyone would fit for the Seder. What a Seder! Plenty of wine and grape juice, piles of matzah, and enough horseradish to make your toes curl for a year, maybe 2. When it was time for the meal, the stranger stood up. He clanged the ladle against the soup pot. "Good people of Chelm, I have something important to say." A hush filled the room. The stranger spread his arms wide and proclaimed, "All who are hungry, please come and eat." Some say that the people of Chelm are all fools, but that Passover, everyone had a full belly, even the poor stranger. Now, what's so foolish about that?